Hi guys, it's me, Triple O Firestorm. Right, okay, this video is basically it's going to be kind of my thoughts and feelings on a subject which me personally I've had quite a lot of unfortunate experiences with. Now, I want to cover the issue basically of bullying, primarily at schools. And mainly major schools. We'll probably leave out any other kind of out of school, but yeah. So, bullying at schools. Well, I, like probably many other people, have had my fair share of being bullied at school. Obviously not now, since I'm like 22, no longer at school. But yeah, basically when I was at school, I pretty much went through hell. I don't know why, but you can never truly know why you get bullied. For me, it really probably all started back when I was at junior school. Would have been about 8 years old, I reckon, when I really started getting pretty badly bullied. I never really understood why these two kids started bullying me, but all I can really recall is it was something to do with the backpack I had. You know, I had this backpack that, you know, you bring to school and it had all your stuff in it. And I had this backpack, and it was a green one, and it had Oxfam on it. I honestly can't remember when I got it or how long I even had it, but I just remember I had it throughout junior school. But anyway, one day these two kids, probably a year older than me, came up to me in the playground and inquired if I was a kid that had the Oxfam bag, and well, yeah, I said yeah. Obviously, being young, didn't realise, you know, and I can't remember what they said, to be fair, because it was that long ago. I didn't really hear them at the time. I didn't actually hear what they said to me. They said something about my bag and something about me, and I honestly didn't really catch what they said. But since that moment, I probably spent the last probably about a month. These two kids would basically corner me on somewhere on the playground where nobody else could see. Usually it would be kind of in the middle of the playground. Strange place it may seem, but I'll explain. Basically the middle of the playground was like this little tree with a little cement ring around it, and they used to kind of corner me on there, and then they used to basically, you know, they'd punch me and basically say horrible things to me and generally really upset me. And I didn't tell anybody because I was really worried they'd hurt me, because they kept saying if I told anybody they'd beat me up, even though they were already punching me quite a lot. But you know what it's like when you're a kid and you get scared. So this went on for probably about 2 weeks, and I finally bottled up and told a teacher. Now, this is where basically shortly after I ended up with a really deep mistrust of teachers for quite a few years. The teacher in question, who I can't remember the name of because it was that many years ago, basically told me that, you know, I'd be alright and everything would be fine. It wasn't. The next day The next day I get sent to a room with this teacher, but lo and behold, there's the two guys that have been bullying me. Followed by questions basically, Sam, is these the two people that have been bullying you? Well, you can imagine the repercussions. Nothing got solved, and it just got worse because I basically told on them, and it only actually stopped after a month. My mum wasn't very impressed and pleased really with the way the way it kind of got handled. Well, to be fair, it did get handled okay, but after I told another teacher, only after one of my friends found out and demanded to know why I hadn't told him. And, you know, he's a really good friend of mine, and he helped me out, and I told the right teacher, who basically everything got sorted. So, that was alright, and I can say that a really good friend of mine that all of you guys will know, he went through quite a tough time at school. Let's just say if he hadn't met me, he probably wouldn't be here today. And if he wants to tell you the story one day, he might. But anyway, we're not talking about him here. We're talking about my concepts on bullying and my experiences. And if anybody wants to add a video onto this, feel free or comment. You know. So anyway, that was junior school, and to be fair, that was the only bullying I had at junior school, was in year 5. Now, however, when I got up to high school and started year 7, that was just an awful year. the class I was in was just an awful class. You know, not to sound harsh to people in it, but most of them were the kind of people which didn't want to be at school, and generally were just awful people. And the reason I was in that class was because I'll admit I got learning difficulties. I'm dyspraxic, but I've lived with it all my life, and I've pretty much overcome it to the best I can. And you know, I take my time when I learn things. I just learn things at a slower rate than most people do. But hey, it's not a common thing. You know, loads of people have got dyspraxia. The problem is, it's one of those things that hasn't got any symptoms. Well, apart from my balance issues, but that's just me being prematurely born 2 months early. But anyway, so yeah, so I was in that class, and basically there were quite a lot of tearaways, and I can remember the names of the 2 kids that really were pretty mean to me. I won't say the names because the last thing I want to do is, I don't know, end up seeing this video, but I doubt it since I haven't seen them in years. In fact, I don't even live in Hessel anymore. But anyway, so basically they pretty much tormented me with verbal abuse. Not physical abuse really, but mainly verbal and mental. I got stuff nicked by them. They used to like nick my pens and smash them up, and it was mainly verbal and mental abuse, like I've said, and it really made me feel really down. And it got to the point where I didn't want to go to school, and it escalated to the point where I actually walked to the Humber Bridge, and I was thinking about throwing myself off. Now, here's a little bit of a funny side to this horrible story. I actually got to the Humber Bridge and I stopped, and I thought, if I kill myself, I can't watch the DVD I just got. And that is true. I actually got a new DVD that day that my mum had bought me. And I thought, well, you know, I ain't going to be able to watch it if I kill myself. So I didn't. So I went home and watched it, and that made me feel better. But, so things just got worse, and in the end, I didn't want to tell the teachers, because I just thought, well, I don't want to repeat what happened when I was in year 5. So I told my mum, and it ended up with my mum going into school with me, and she told the teachers, well, you know, he's got a bit of a mistrust of teachers because of what happened to me in year 5. So in the end, the best thing to do was move me up, and that's what happened. I got moved to a different class, and things just got better from there, really. So yeah, really, that was pretty much the only bullying I really had was twice, really. But the worst one was year 7. The kids just really were pretty evil to me. I think physical bullying is bad, but I think mental bullying, where you're verbally abusing somebody, but also mentally torturing them, is probably the worst thing. But anyway, that's really my side from the version of bullying. But I also want to talk to you guys about something else. Now, recently, it actually came to my attention I will put the link up on this video so you can check it out. But there was a kid who, if I remember correctly, had been bullied at school for the better part of a year by this one kid. And he'd reported him, and he told the teachers, and nothing got done. If memory serves correctly, the school, I believe, wrote a letter to the bully's parents, and that was all they did. But he kept on going, and on the CCTV of the school, and this is actually on YouTube, it actually spawned for some reason. I will go into this in a sec, but basically, you see this kid with the guys. You see the kid being held against the wall by this bully, and the bully is basically smashing him in the face repeatedly, just punching the poor kid. So obviously, the kid just cracks after having enough. All he does, he catches this guy's arm, twists it, and knocks the guy to the ground. That's all he does. The kid got excluded from school for defending himself, and that ain't the first time I've heard of that. I recently heard of another similar story where, again, a kid was getting bullied and the bully had started to hit him, so he defended himself and he got excluded for something like 10 days. Why? This is the point. Why would you be punished for defending yourself? Apparently, according to this one school's headmaster, you shouldn't defend yourself. Basically, what this guy headmaster was saying. Basically, you should not defend yourself if you're being attacked. You should just let them attack you. I don't know what the guy was on, but that isn't right. What kind of person would just stand there at school if they're being bullied and not try and defend themselves if they were being attacked by the bully? Honestly, it's just not on. I mean, these days bullying is changing though. I mean, as people may have heard on the news, these days most bullying is cyberbullying. you know, through either mobile phone or Facebook. Facebook, man. Whereas Facebook is very useful, it causes problems. I mean, I kind of agree on some aspect that I think you should only have Facebook at a certain age, and I think kids who are, I don't know, as young as 8, they don't need Facebook. You know, that's where problems start. You know, I've heard a story of a kid who actually committed suicide because they were getting that much horrible stuff sent to them through Facebook. They just couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I will, on a side note, admit that I sometimes get a little bit confused with things like this, because I'm aware you can block people on Facebook, so I sometimes don't quite understand why, if these people are having such a hard time with other people, why don't they just block that person's account? That way they ain't going to be able to send them any messages anymore through Facebook. You know, that's just me. You know, maybe they couldn't, maybe they had multiple accounts, which is possible. But yeah. So anyway, that's really my opinion on bullying. I've told you a little bit about it. So guys, come on, you let me know. You don't have to, but you know, your opinions. What do you think about bullying? How schools deal with it? You got any stories yourselves? You know, let me know. But you know, whatever. But yeah. But I just need to say a big thank you to all my friends that have stuck up for me and helped me out throughout the years at school. Probably, I can think of 3 people in the most that I generally would want to thank through YouTube. So I'm going to say to Bobby Moore, who I don't see as much these days, but you know, he's a busy guy at times and he's got problems usually. But thanks for all the support you gave me through school. You're a really great mate, you're a great guy to know, and I know you'll probably see this video because I know you check out YouTube. If you do, come round to my place of work. You are one of my clients, so get there and I'll help you get a job. I'm only there for 5 more weeks, mate, and then I'm on door myself. Right, next, I want to thank Ben Foster, who I've known throughout, pretty much met at high school. I've known him for quite many years now. Whereas this isn't related to being bullied, this is related to when I was about 15, my granddad died, and I was really upset, and it really kind of messed me up for a while, and Ben, he helped me through it. He really did, he really did help me through it, so thank you to Ben. And finally, I'd like to give a big thank you to John Knowles, also known as Nosy00 or Nosy the Movie Guy on YouTube. John, you are probably, to me, a friend who I know I can rely on, and yes, you have a delicious chocolate cake in your head, but you know, we can't do anything about that. But thank you for always being there for me and understanding and generally coping with me, because I'm sometimes not the easiest person to cope with. But thank you so much for, you know, being a good friend to me, mate. And I'll buy you a drink at Auto Assembly. Maybe more than one, but still, I will buy you a drink to say thanks. So that's a big thank you to all the guys that helped me out. It's a 000 Firestorm saying peace out, guys, and have a good night.